All right. St. Landry Parish School Board decided to do virtual learning and only virtual learning, at least for the first 9 weeks, from what I'm told is the initial plan. That may work and that may be great for 90% of the students, if that is a good number to say. But what of the children who have IEPs, individual educational plans, if you didn't know? And that pertains to children in special ed, children who need speech therapy, children who need assistant PE, basically any child who needs additional help other than sitting in the classroom with the teacher. How can you have that help online through a video chat or a recorded video? How can you have physical therapy through a computer? The reason why I care, if you didn't already know, I have an 8-year-old son who has autism. Until school shut down, he was only attending school 2 days a week. 3 days a week he was attending ABA therapy, which is therapy specific to children with autism and behavioral issues. The school board agreed that they could count him present, even though he wasn't there, as long as he went to therapy. 2 years ago, Act 696 passed, which stated children who needed ABA therapy in school, as long as the parents could pay for it, could have it in school. But it did leave the specifics to the school boards. I've been fighting to get my son ABA help in school for 2 years. Now, amendments were made to Act 696, and it changed it to Act 117. And all it did was just change a few wording choices in there, but it still stayed the same thing. As long as I could pay for it, or my insurance could pay for it, my son could get help in school. St.LandryParish has fought me and fought me and fought me every step of the way. If you didn't know, when you have a child with special needs, anything that you have to deal with the school board, it goes directly to pupil appraisal. I have requested to speak to the superintendent multiple times, left him countless messages, sent him numerous emails, and all I get from him is a forward to pupil appraisal. If I want to talk to pupil appraisal, I have their number on speed dial. I have the personal number for individuals at pupil appraisal to speak with. I want to speak to the superintendent, but he does not seem to care. 2 years has left me very crass, very unforgiving with forgiveness when it comes to the school board. I have wanted my son to have an education like anyone else. I do not see how it's okay for him to go to an outside service for 3 days a week, but be counted present in the school system. But the best I can get from St.LandryParish is 3 hours a week. 3 hours a week they would allow my son to get help in school. So it's fine for him to go somewhere else for 24 hours, but only can come to school for 3 to get that help? Yeah, that's not going to fly. That's why I've been doing my best with legal help and with numerous agencies trying to get help. But due to the cracks in the law and their ability to read those cracks and see through those cracks, there's really not much I can do at the moment. It is up to them to determine the time, the allotted time for my son to get help. So I was still fighting that when everything shut down in March. And here comes July 15th, July 16th, whenever they had a school board meeting that I was unaware they were having. And they made this decision to have virtual learning. And as soon as the news broke on Facebook, it just started a whirlwind. And through talking with numerous people, someone was there. And they did raise that question. What about our children with special needs? Even pupil appraisal said that that question was ignored. Ignored by the school board, by the members who are supposed to represent the districts and what's best for the children. Yes, the majority of the children don't have IEPs, they may do just fine with this virtual learning. And many children might not, even though they have no issues, the virtual learning, they may not really get their education. But if parents think that that is the best thing right now, if they're concerned about a potential sickness, then that's their right, and I'm happy that they found a option for themselves. My son needs more. Many children need more. I have been in contact with pupil appraisal after attempting to be in contact with the school board, who they refused to speak to me. And the best thing that they can do is, for the first 9 weeks of the school year, is to offer virtual speech therapy, virtual physical therapy. Yeah, the virtual physical therapy, it still doesn't register in my head. How is that possible? You know, they have fought me for 2 years for what is best for my son. The only thing that I've come up with is that because the school will not benefit financially from this outside service coming in to help my son and potentially open a door for other children who need this help, and that as long as these individuals do not break any type of law, the schools can't tell them nothing. They have no control over these people. Their job is solely for the children who they are there to care for. Yes, they can't disrupt the classrooms. They can't get involved with any educational services for anybody else. In fact, we tried to have a meeting where they were trying to bring that up, saying, oh, there was an issue with privacy. No, there's not. There's an issue with you having a power trip. So you tell me, what is the justification for ignoring a legally binding document, which is what an IEP is, a legally binding directive for children's care in school that they have to abide by. And if they think that they found some type of loophole, oh, we're still offering a service online. No. I can make time. I can get a tent and camp out in front of whoever's office need be. My son and all the children in St.Landry Parish who need an actual teacher, who need therapies, who need help, they deserve it, and they will get it. Ideally, if this video gets shared and somebody that can do something sees it, hey, that is great. If nothing else, whoever sees this, I want you to be aware. If you're happy with the decision for virtual learning and you think that is the best thing, praise to you. I'm happy for you. I'm glad this is great for your family. But don't think that it is wrong for parents who want to have in-class learning. Because it is not some selfish reason. It is not for babysitting purposes. It is for our children's well-being, their education, their development mentally and physically. And yes, if there were other kids there, they would have the social interaction and then build the skills that they need in the real world. But even if they wouldn't have did the virtual learning and did what they were supposed to have done, what they said they were going to do, and have social distancing, cleaning stations, and things of that nature, kids would still be able to interact. Kids would still be playing outside. You won't be able to tell me that a 4-year-old will listen when they say stay 6 feet away from the next 4-year-old. I personally have had COVID. It took me 6 weeks to get over it. It was not as bad as some people's cases may have been. But to say that the numbers just keep spiking and keep giving people reasons to be hysterical, I'm just not on that. I'm not. I'm a firm believer and accept the fact that places get financial incentives and benefits from a pandemic. But even if that's not the case, even if it has nothing to do with it, even, and the St. Andrews Parish thinks this is the best case scenario, best thing for the children. Great. What about the children who need more? I want somebody to answer me that question. I want the superintendent of St. Andrews Parish School Board. I won't say his name. I won't put him on blast like that, but if you don't know who he is, you should know. Answer me that. What about my child? What about all the other children with IEPs and special needs? Not even about why you've done this to my son for the past 2 years. 2 years of me fighting legally for my son and any other child that might benefit from ABA help in school. But tell me about the children now. The children who are not going to be able to learn by sitting at a computer. Step up. Do the right thing. Look into my eyes on this video and tell me why our children mean less than whatever agenda you've got going on. No child is less than any other child.